When it comes to commercial snow removal, look to Tovar Snow Professionals. With the largest snow and ice management fleet in the Midwest, Tovar delivers top-notch commercial sidewalk and parking lot clearing services, even in winter's worst weather conditions. With their 24-hour live office staff, certified meteorologists, and personal service, they are leaders in professional snow removal. To get a free estimate for snow removal on your site, go to baseball.tovarsnow.com or call 844-GO-TOVAR. That number again is 844-GO-TOVAR. Tovar Snow Professionals, Chicago's snow plowing leader. Tovar is an equal opportunity employer.
We're Cubs fans helping Cubs fans at Stewart's Cubs cave parties. Everybody's in for giving back to those in need. We're going to Club 400. Club 400. We're going to Club 400. Club 400. We're going to Club 400 Radio. All right.
Club 400 podcast is finally back. And you know what? I'm going to tell the listeners why we've been away.
Why is that?
You tell them, William.
Why is that? Oh, I know why. Your birthday extravaganza?
No.
No.
I want to tell you guys this. If you don't know, and he's cheating on me, listeners. He's cheating on me. He started a new podcast, and I'm confronting him here live for the first time. He talked about doing it last year. You know, you call him up. Oh, I'm busy. I'll call you back. He never calls me back. I'm like, William, we got to do a podcast. We haven't done one in like 3 weeks. I mean, people are going to wonder what's going on. People are thinking that maybe I'm in Cub depression, which I have been.
I think you
kind
of are, yeah.
He's starting a Viking podcast.
Oh, I should. That's a good idea.
If you guys don't know, he's probably the biggest Viking fan I know.
Yeah, I should start a Viking podcast.
You have. I already heard about it through the back door people.
Back
telling me
channels.
stuff.
Back channels, yeah.
It's called the Vike Queens. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
But finally, no. Honestly, sorry we've been gone so long, guys. It seems like we haven't podcasted in a while.
Okay. You're right on that end of it, but there's been a lot of stuff going on. You launched a beer.
That's been taking a lot of my time.
A brand. You launched a brand. Relaunch.
I have to represent the beer, you know.
You have to. And there's been beer events, and I don't think you expected as many. Maybe one or two you thought of at the beginning, and there's been like 6 or 8 big events.
I'll tell you what, I've kept it real. Randall Roadhouse, one of my buddies, Dennis, we broke out our first one there with a real podcast.
Yeah.
That we did with Rick Kempfer.
It was awesome.
Who I ran at the ballpark the other night.
Did you really?
And he was saw him at the very end of the game, and
he was depressed.
He was depressed, but he did run into his favorite soccer announcer ever. I don't remember the guy's name, but
Pele. Oh,
so but we had that one. Then we went to the Gambler.
Right.
What turned out to a major party. It was something that I always remember. Everywhere I looked, there was someone that I truly cared for. It was like going back to my roots, you know, with my own beer at the Gambler, which was awesome. And of course, Doug, I've been a friend of his forever, the owner. And yeah, we threw a party. It got a little crazy that night. I'm not gonna lie.
And then there's the Stu McVicar Birthday Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Is it a day?
I asked Lisa. It's usually a week.
It's usually a week?
Yeah, it's a week.
I think this year it's a month, though?
It's a week, so I could try to get as much access as I can.
Okay.
You know?
My favorite thing was you and I were talking on the phone one night, hadn't seen each other in a couple days with all the running around and whatnot, and you're like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? And I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking maybe you and I are just meeting up for dinner. Maybe we'll talk some podcast or whatever, and I get there, and it's another birthday party.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
We had a few. And we went to Milwaukee over the weekend, obviously, and it was just me and Lisa, and it was going to be our date night, and I told her the first thing I've wanted to do ever was go to Club 400, which is a bar in Waukesha, Wisconsin, which is on the way.
Wait, let's break that down again in case people weren't listening closely. Club 400 is a bar?
There's a Club 400 bar in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Now, I've known about this bar for 4 to 5 years because, you know, you Google Club 400, it'll come up. Then there's a Club 400 NASCAR thing that comes up.
Okay.
And then there's us. So Club 400, I'm like, a Club 400 bar. So I started researching it and found out that They make fabulous chicken wings, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Club 4. I mean,
a match made in heaven.
if you guys don't know me by now,
Stu likes his wings.
I like beer and wings.
hot wings.
Beer, wings, and baseball.
Beer, wings, and baseball.
And so
Not
I
in
was
that
like,
order.
yeah, exactly. And there's another B involved there, but we won't bring that one up.
No,
But
that's for later. That's for the after show.
But so I've always wanted to go there. I said, Lise, what I want to do for my birthday is go to Club 400, have a beer, have some chicken wings, and then head to the game.
She's like, that's Tuesday in the basement. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
right.
at the bar. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I brought a bunch of Club 400 beer, which was
Nice.
the re-release is out, everybody. So I know you guys heard us promoting it and so forth and so on. We changed it a little bit. I would like to talk about that real quick before we talk about the Club 400, because we'll go into that real quick. But the Club 400 beer, we altered it. And the nice thing with working with a smaller brewery is that you can do things like that,
Right.
you know. And
Tweak the taste.
Ryan Clooney over there and Jesse Abel, my two favorite guys, my man crushes lately, you know. We talked to them, and I'll stand by that first version of beer any day of the week. I think that beer is awesome. But we asked them, I said, there's a little sweetness at the end, a little tinge of sweet, kind of like a corny taste. I'm like, what do you think about removing that, you know? And obviously they were told that we wanted to come out with a very smooth beer, one that went down real easy with no aftertaste. So they, ask Ryan, you get it, you know. Ryan took this beer and he altered it, basically took 50 pounds of corn out of it. And the new version is out. We'll call it Club 400 2.0, same can, same everything, but just a little smoother on the end. And it's good. What do you think, William?
I love it. I love the first one, but I really love the second one. The question I have, and I haven't talked to those guys in a while, is were they surprised at how fast the first batch went?
I'll tell you what, and I want to thank everybody who went out and bought beer, who maybe tweeted a picture of them drinking the beer. I mean, that meant a lot to me. I mean, the whole entire beer situation has kind of blown my mind. And, just to be able to walk into a store and seeing, like, your Club 400 logo on a can of beer.
Right.
It's one of the things I'll always remember, something I'll never forget. And then to go back to the Gambler, doing these beer parties, one which we'll talk, two more. We have two more we'll talk about later, but it's really surreal. It's crazy.
It's like I'm getting ready to go to a game at Wrigley, and I got to grab my obvious T-shirt, my Club 400 six-pack. I mean, there we go. It's standard now.
Oh, I know. It's been a remarkable voyage, and the beer will always be in my top 5 moments of all time. And I thank Crystal Lake Brewery for being offering to do it and doing it and coming through with what I exactly wanted. And that's the most important thing. Like, when I hand that beer, like I was handing out a whole bunch in Milwaukee, and people loved it. And it makes me so happy because they weren't like lying to they weren't lying, because it is a beer that's made for everyone, It's a beer that's very smooth, and it's a lawnmower beer. It's a beer that you could drink 6 or 7 or one every inning if you want to.
Any Brewers fans partake?
Yeah, we had a couple Brewers fans. We turned some Brewer fans on the Club 400 lager. We got to share our beer.
Nice.
But
you're a fan of the Brewer fans.
I'm a fan.
You started turning last year.
I'm not a fan of Brewer. I mean,
not a fan of the Brewers, of the Brewers fans.
I like people.
You
so
really like going to Miller Park.
I haven't had a lot of bad experiences,
Yeah,
but I haven't had.
I agree with you.
I mean, it's
Except
like
the fact that they can't win.
And you know what? There's always going to be assholes in every stadium you go to, but you can't let those guys characterize everybody.
Right.
So,
except for Soldier Field, but that's neither here nor there.
See, we're talking about which,
we
by
go.
the way, we are going to a game.
I know, and I hate to tell people in public that I'm going there because I'm probably going to come home in a body bag. But
September 28th, me, William, Eric, and I think Drew are going to the game, and hopefully it'll be better than the debacle. But let's get back on course here. So we go to the Club 400 bar, we pull in, and I'm like, I'm going to grab 3 or 4 cans of beer. So we take a few pictures outside. They just did a nice painting on the side of the building. We took a couple pictures of that. Pictures of me in front with the big Club 400 overhang. So I just walk in that bar. I posted on Facebook, and I'm like, Club 400, and I just scream, and I take one of my cold beers, I pop it and I pounded the whole damn thing. I was like, if I'm gonna walk into a Club 400 bar,
Make a statement.
so I'm gonna make a statement. So the bartender's not a lot of people in there. There were some people in the back, but the bartender came out like, "What the hell is going on?" And he was like, he gave me like, "This guy's crazy," you know.
Right. I saw the look.
And then I basically just held up the can and it said Club 400 on it. And then he's like, "What the hell is going on here?" And he ended up calling the owner out. And the owner came over, which I had talked to previously on Facebook. He's like our age. His name's Jimmy. And, man, we had a good time.
Nice.
We had a good time. We started early that day. We did 3 or 4 shots before we went to the ballpark. And we had their chicken wings and we had their fried pickles. And it was a great place. You know, Jimmy's mom works for a battered women place up there. So we had talked maybe down the line we'll take Club 400 on the road to Club 400 Waukesha because there's a hotel really close by.
Ooh.
And we could get crazy out there in this bar. Yeah. So he wants the Club 400 lager there, obviously, and my goal is to get it there. But
Nice.
we won't talk about the rest of the weekend because 2 losses to Milwaukee, 3 out of 4. Cubs have not been doing good, William. Let's go back into my Cub depressions thing. It's just they're not doing good.
You know what? There's a month left, just under a month. I got faith. We'll see what happens.
I mean, let's put it this
Next
way.
topic. No, I'm just
I'll tell you the real topic here.
Yeah.
Today was decision day for me, okay? Today was the day when season ticket holders, we're talking today is Tuesday. What is it, the date today? The 10th. The day your postseason money was due. So for my bill was $6,500. Now that you're
You
paying
got to pay for everything,
you're
right?
paying for everything.
They
and
assume 7-game series all the way through, right?
I honestly thought, they assumed the worst case scenario,
Right.
many amount of games as could possibly be. And I'm like, should I even pay this to them? Because they're just going to take it and they're going to.
And then they apply it to next year.
Well, you can get your money back
Oh,
too.
you can get it back. Okay.
But I guess I still believe in the Cubs because
You paid it.
I paid it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I do like next year when I get the bill and it's $6,000 less. It's kind of nice. but-
Right. Now, you've had pretty good luck this year and in previous years going down to the ballpark without a ticket. Like maybe you've sold yours and then changed your mind, decided to go, and so you'll buy one on a secondhand site.
Well, I wanted to check out the new the luxury
areas.
suites. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And I will tell you this: if Cub tickets are not that hard to get anymore.
Oh, I was going to ask, would they be? Do you think they would be hard if they made the playoffs and barely just got in, which would be the case if they get in this year?
Cub, I may have spoken about this on a previous podcast, but the Cubs priced out the secondary market. So when you purchase your Cub tickets and you get them digitally now, let's just say they're on paper, but it's like buying a boat. It's like buying a car. The minute you take it off that lot and
It's
you
appreciated.
possess it,
Yeah.
it's not worth as much money as it used to be.
Right.
And that's because they priced them so darn high,
Yeah.
And it's sad because, when a season ticket holder, I buy all 81 games, and I cannot even get rid of my tickets for face value. Even on a beautiful July Saturday against the Cardinals, the tickets weren't selling like you think they would
Right.
be. And I think if the best case scenario is if you have bleachers, a cheaper price ticket or upper deck ticket, you can at least get your money back on it,
Right.
But the premium tickets are priced so expensive, no one wants to pay
Yeah.
that much for it,
This is going to date me quite a bit, but back in the day, I think the same thing happened with music concerts and stuff. Back in the day, I didn't do it a lot, but I would buy tickets to shows I had no intentions of going to. But if you could get through on the phone, because it was all sold through like Ticketmaster or
Right,
whatever, and
yep.
if you could get through and get tickets, I remember one time I bought Madonna tickets on the main floor for like $32 face value and sold them for just under $500.
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't happen anymore. Like,
No.
not that ratio.
it doesn't.
You can still spend $500 on tickets. Clearly, you can spend way north of that on tickets for everything. But
I mean, you're right.
You can't make a profit like you used to be able to back in the day.
There's so many of these ticket sites out there, and the actual fan is going to lose at the end of the day.
Well, they do anyway too, because I think there's agreements between those companies and the team or whatever. It's not a fair and equitable way to get, like, you can't just go get front row tickets behind home plate like you may have been able to in the past, you know.
Right.
Those are gone to the premier, you know,
Exactly.
ticket selling places and whatnot.
I'm just looking to see what happens next year because, like, you know, I just have seats in section 122, row 6, row 7, that is, and I'm not attached to any suite or anything like that. But the guys that forked out all the money for these expenses, like the 1914 Club or the W Club or whatever, Catalina Club upstairs, man, I wonder how they're doing when they're not using their tickets when they try to sell them. And then they can't be doing great because some of the face value on those tickets are like $450. What I predict, and fans have already started to do it, is fans are going to drop their tickets. And they're just going to cherry pick the games they want to go to, and they're going to sit in better seats, and they're going to save a whole lot more money at the end of the day.
And I think that happens whether the team's winning or not, you know, because the ticket prices are so high. The one thing the Cubs had going for them was even when they were not winning for years and years and years, they were still selling out.
That's
because
right.
the common fan could afford to buy tickets.
Exactly.
Now, and you should have thought of this before you bought season tickets in the 1914 Club. They have a window. You know, what is it? 5 more years?
No,
They
no.
should be, they should be competitive.
221 is when we got to pay up, you know.
You gotta pay up.
After
Right.
2021, we got to pay up.
But they're going to pay some guys up, and they're still going to have enough talent probably for the next 5 years. They're still all pretty young.
Yeah.
They just won't have all of them. But
I mean, that's the thing. You can't afford not to be good if you're the Cubs right now.
no.
I mean,
Look
you
at all
can't-
these other teams. My goodness, there's a game on right by where we're recording here. It's Milwaukee at Miami. When they show a shot of the crowd, it's look at the empty seats.
They're everywhere.
It's like a tenth full, maybe. Now that's Miami, and
Right.
they got problems anyway. But you know, it
when
could
we
be coming soon.
when we were in Milwaukee with the Wild Bunch, by the way, we did a tailgate with the Wild Bunch with Todd, our buddy. Dude, our ticket face value on that ticket $19. $19. I have not seen a Cub ticket. Well, I don't see them anymore, anyways, because they're all
Right.
digital. I don't remember the last time I saw a Cub ticket with $19 written on there.
And here's the problem, too, is let's say they do lose those guys in a couple years, you know, a couple guys that they can't afford, and let's say they do start coming back down to the pack and the golden era is over and stuff. You can't go backwards.
That's
you
the
can start
thing.
dropping the ticket prices. That you can. They won't.
Well,
Nobody ever has.
it's
you
gonna.
know?
I mean, I don't see them ever dropping ticket
No,
prices,
of
but
course
I,
not.
they're going to have to. You know, the Cubs, they send out surveys various times, and a lot of times just through doing the survey, you can kind of think what they're thinking a little bit. And it was basically talking about season ticket holders and their experiences and what you're kind of looking for. And, you know, it's so funny because the Cubs has, you know, they think they're giving you so many extra things.
Right.
But the extra things they're giving you cost you extra money, you know?
Right.
It's like, we're going to give you this. We're going to give you access to tickets. Oh, yeah, they're $200 a piece. We're going to give you access to this. Oh, this is extra $50, you know? It's like,
And you know what they do at a lot of other places? You mentioned $19 tickets, but they also have, and I really like this, and it's a shame. I mean, the Cubs just don't have to do it or haven't had to do it yet, but they have like a family day where you get 4 tickets, you know, and they could be in the the crappiest seats they have.
that's what they're going to have to do.
4 tickets, 4 hot dogs,
4 Cokes. you
4
know?
Cokes for $50, you know, and maybe like a $10 parking pass somewhere, or you know, something like that.
Not in
Where-
Wrigleyville, but
yeah,
right.
not anywhere near Chicago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Take it to Milwaukee and take a train down or whatever. But
Yeah, but I think, you know, it's going to be interesting off season to see what they do. Obviously, you know, hopefully they can make it to the wild card, or, you know, hopefully St. Louis takes a dive and we sneak in there somehow. But, you know, it's not looking good. And I think this is the year that, you know, the core of 2016 will be broken up. And, you know, Joe Madden, he's as good as gone. I mean, I don't think I'm breaking any news out there. They're not bringing Joe Madden back.
no.
And there's going to be, you know, things are going to, and then the Marquee Network starts in February. They're launching a new network. It was actually, I saw the first commercial for it last night, and maybe it's ran before, but that was the first time I actually seen it for the Marquee Network. And, that's a big financial endeavor. And, like, you can't go into a rebuild,
Have we got a call yet on that?
No. What
Tom?
the heck's going on?
Tom, give us a call.
I'm going
Call our
to.
hotline.
I want to bring Club 400 Lager to Tom and let him try it out, see what he thinks, and have a little meeting with him. But that would have to be after the season.
Have a little
but,
one-on-one.
But let's talk about. Let's move on and let's talk about some future things coming up because this Saturday is huge.
I cannot wait. This has been building.
This is
all year.
This is first time we've ever had a Club 400 party in Chicago. The first time Club 400 Lager will be sold in a bar in Chicago.
And you know what the best part is, and I don't know if this was planned or just happened organically, is that you waited until this time of the season. Output has become the official bar of Club 400.
Oh, exactly.
At Wrigley. Like, everyone goes there, and you've got the Club 400 logo hanging on the wall, and everyone takes a picture there. That's becoming one of the most famous spots to take a picture.
Well, I want to thank Eddie Gutierrez, who's been
Eddie's the best.
Who's a great friend of mine.
Talk about a guy who knows how to make chicken wings.
It used to be the old Raw Bar. If you guys were wondering where Output is, it's pretty much right next to Full Shilling. And we're throwing a party this Saturday at 9 a.m. They're opening the bar for us early, and we're throwing a bash, Club 400 Lager party. William, we're going to be on the mics. We're going to be giving stuff away. We're going to have a chicken wing eating contest. Are you going to be in that contest?
Well, I'm not running naked down Addison Street or whatever was promoted, but I will be in that contest. Now, have we determined yet, is it based on the heat, bringing the heat, or the quantity?
I think we're going to do
maybe two different contests.
See, here's the thing here. We're all going to the 120 game. And, like, I don't want anybody getting sick. So, I mean, we're sitting in the bleachers, too, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way, the bleacher tickets are $80.
Wow.
I mean, that was actually the discount because
Yeah.
I bought group tickets for that. So
Just wow when you think of the people who have come on here on our show regularly talking about picking up garbage after the games and sitting there free. You think about the first bunch of times you went down there and you bought a ticket for $8 off the guy walking down the street.
Times have changed.
Just
hate to harp on it, but I'm worried about the future of those when it comes to the tickets. But now I don't know if you know this. I'm breaking news to you. I don't know if I should even say anything, but did you hear the Danny Rocket Cup Snake song?
I have not.
You have not heard that?
No.
Maybe we should play that at the end of this episode.
All right.
And Danny's newest song. It's about 3 minutes long, and it's good. It's really good. It's obviously about the guys building the cup snakes in the bleachers.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Which Barstool Sports Chicago, kind of the Cubs snapped back. Julian Green snapped back at him, and whenever you snap back at something like that, people are going to go harder.
Right.
So now people are even making bigger cup snakes, and Barstool, Sports are posting them online and stuff like that. But Danny plans on making a video of that in the bleachers. My question is, are you going to do a cup snake on Saturday in the bleachers between the Club 400 people? We build a big cup snake, Club 400 style.
I think we should do that.
I think so.
I think
let's
that's a
see
good
how
plan.
let's see how badass we really are.
Yeah.
Let's see how big our snake gets.
We might need to we might need to control our how much we partake of the Club 400 beer before the game.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's not. It'll be a good snake.
What we should do is we should gamble who's the first person that's going to get kicked out of Wrigley that day.
Wow.
Because we are drinking Club 400 lager for at least 3.5 hours, and Jaeger's going to be involved.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday. You don't got shit to do on Sunday.
No.
What's going on? We got to watch the Bears at 3 o'clock, and I think they planned that game at 3 o'clock on purpose.
Is it at 3?
Yeah, because they knew Club 400 party was on Saturday, so they changed the time.
That makes me so excited. Just another side note, I dumped DirecTV, and it'll be 2 weeks in a row I get to see the Vikings because they're on at noon.
Green Bay.
Yep.
Exactly. So that should
the last stadium I was kicked out of, but that's neither here nor there.
That should be a good game. Now, let me tell all our listeners, there's no cost at the door. Just come right in. They'll be serving Club 400 lager. You open up your own beer tab, and we'll be there, man. Johnny's going to be there. My brother E's going to be there. Some of my good friends are going to be there from Club 400. We have a group of 30 people going into the game, just with our small group. But we're hoping to see you out there and come out and try some chicken wings. Try Eddie's Wings. They also got great. Their hamburgers are awesome. And he has one of those small menus, but everything is good on the menu.
I have not had one thing in there besides the chicken wings. They're that good.
They are. And I always, whenever I go to any place to get my wings, I always ask them for extra crispy. That's my tip for this podcast. Always ask for your wings extra crispy.
And that should be an obvious shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I want
Joe, if you're listening.
Joe, if you're listening, I want Output has good wings. And then
that'd
he
be
could
good.
sell those in the restaurant.
Yeah.
You know?
Get them extra crispy.
Exactly. So this Saturday, September 14th, the bar right down the street from Wrigley Field on Clark Street by the Metro, Output will be there from 9 a.m. till 12:30.
We're gonna have a blast.
We
This
are.
is gonna be fun,
Dude, we're throwing a party in Chicago. You think I'm not gonna like step my game up?
Right.
And like with a lot of people I care about. And we're gonna have a great time. We'd love to have you out. Come to the game a little bit early. Stop by Output. So that's exciting in itself. And we have another announcement. I think it's our last one, unless Jesse counts me in to do another one. Oh, I would like to promote one more thing before I do that. Crystal Lake Brewery is having their Oktoberfest this weekend, and it's September 13th and 14th. So it's actually this Friday and this Saturday. They're debuting their new Oktoberfest beer. Club 400 will be on tap, and this is one of the two big bashes that they have every year. And they actually give some money to charity. There's some bands playing, and I believe Friday opens up at 3:30 to like 11, and then Saturday it's more like an all-day thing. And know what they have, William? Pretzel necklaces.
I love it.
I mean, they make these pretzel necklaces, and then they sell them for charity, and you just put them around your neck, and you
I
drink
saw
beer
those
and
at
eat
the-
them.
I saw those at the tent, the beer tasting thing that we were at in Lake in the Hills.
Oh, they have them at a lot of beer
Yeah.
festivals, yeah.
I
but
like it.
I love that. I mean, I could just walk around with one of those on my neck every
The
single
only-
day.
The only issue is we're going to be at Output on Saturday, so we have to go Friday.
That's right. Well, I will be up there Friday. I'm ditching a Cubs game. I was telling Jesse. And I don't know if William was going to come with me, but I'm going to go up there about 5 o'clock and hang out, drink Club 400 Lager. Definitely be drinking some of the Oktoberfest, supporting our guys, man. And this is, like I said, one of their big events. So if you're in Crystal Lake, if you're in the vicinity of the area, come on by downtown Crystal Lake Brewery.
Just an opportunity to see our guys from Crystal Lake.
I think
more than worth it.
Ryan will be there. Jesse will be
Jesse
there.
will be
Joe Rodriguez will be there.
Joe Rod. All
So
right.
it'll be good.
Exciting.
But we have another event I want to talk to you about, which I'm really excited
This
about.
is an announcement. This
Yeah.
one you actually saved
This
for an
is-
announcement.
I know. This is an announcement. Tickets are going on sale tomorrow, which is today. What to say? We're putting the podcast out tomorrow, which is the 11th. And God bless all our first responders. We're going to put it out tomorrow, and then we're going to start selling tickets probably Wednesday or Thursday. We're working on the link right now. So the announcement is Thursday, September 26th. It's a 7 o'clock. Breakers in Crystal Lake, Illinois. I'm going to say that one more time. Thursday, September 26th, 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. The Breakers in Crystal Lake. My main man, Jason Weisenberger, owns it.
You may have heard of their Mai Tais.
Oh, Mai Tais and Club 400 Lager.
Yeah, I might have one Mai Tai and then switch over.
That's a smart
good
move.
plan,
That's
isn't
a
it?
really smart move. So it's basically a Club 400 Lager beer release party, but this time we're including 2 Chicago Cubs.
What?
And let me tell you, they've both been to Club 400, and they are both awesome people,
And they are frickin' entertainers.
and they are going to show us a really awesome time. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Breakers. They have a restaurant, and they have a brand new patio. The party is going to be taken on the patio.
Which is fantastic.
It's going to be great. We have live music. There's the beer truck's going to pull up. We're going to do some fun giveaways. We're going to do a Q&A with these guys.
Are you and I playing the live music?
You know,
or we're doing the Q&A?
Jimmy and Justin have ditched us again.
Really?
Yes, I can't believe it. The modern day
Disappointing.
Romeos, Jimmy and Justin. If anybody ever listens to this podcast, and you talk to Jimmy or Justin, tell them we're tired of getting ditched, man.
Is Justin still alive?
I
I saw Jimmy once, but
I did run into Justin not long ago,
okay, so you can confirm.
and we were drinking Club 400 Lager, a bunch of it.
okay.
So,
Perfect.
But yeah, they're ditching us. But let's get back to the plan here. We're gonna have a Q&A there. Pictures. You can bring an item if you know what I mean. One for each player. What 2016
If you know what I mean.
World Series champions,
Two of them?
Two of
Both
them. The pitching coach, John Maley,
Oh, I love John Maley.
and one of my favorite guys ever to come to Club 400, Miggy Montero.
Oh,
Dude.
what?
Now, Miggy Montero, did you guys listen to the Q&A? Did you hear how awesome he is? As much as he sounded as awesome as he did on the Q&A, he's even more awesome in person. So these guys are good friends, okay? So John Maley has a charity, and it's for baseball, young youth baseball, supporting that. It's a 501c3, and basically these
like
guys...
Southern Illinois-ish? Or St. Louis?
I think it's in Indiana.
Or
But I'll have to double check that. It'll be on
Not
our...
far from here.
It'll be on our... It'll be mentioned that night and so forth and so on. So tickets are going to go on sale. It's going to be $50 at the door, $45 if you actually buy a ticket. So $45 ticket, $50 at the door. That money
For 2 world champions?
That money
What?
all goes to John's charity. So
That's so cool.
they just wanted John wanted to do something for his charity.
Yeah.
Miggy was actually around, and they called me up. They knew we had the beer out, and we're excited about it, and it's going to be awesome. And we're going to have a really good time. This is our last party, our Club 400 Lager party of the year, and I guarantee you, it'll be our best one. No offense to Output, but only because of our guests that we have and the Q&A and the pictures and
I
everything
got
else.
to tell you,
know?
our good buddy Jason, who's the owner, has had a party on the patio that we attended.
Jimmy McMahon.
Jim McMahon.
Yep.
Everybody's favorite quarterback of all time, Jim McMahon. If he's not your favorite quarterback ever, you're not a true football fan.
Dude, he actually played
That's
for the
coming
Minnesota
for a
Vikings.
Viking
Yeah.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Mack, one of our favorites, came to Club 400. Never not had a Coors Light in his hand. The whole time he had a Coors Light in his hand.
24 hours a day. Well, he wasn't here the full day.
And he had, when I saw him on the field the other day, on Thursday, against the Packers, he had a cup. I'm sure there was Coors Light in that cup. Or something else.
He's the only guy I've ever known who's got a guy whose job is just to make sure the Coors Light is full. That's
Exactly.
his full total job.
He's got a guy that comes with him.
He's got a guy
and It's
that's
like
a
beer
guy.
patrol. It's,
Yeah.
you know, how much
beer guy.
has he got left in there?
Yeah, that's going to be such an awesome party. And based on the Jim McMahon party, the access that you'll have to these players will be incredible.
Oh, I mean,
They are 2 guys that just like hanging out.
exactly. These are guys, you know, and
John Maley, when he was here for. You pretty much had to throw him out, right?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, he loved talking. He was singing Pearl Jam karaoke with us.
Yeah.
That's how cool he is.
Right.
But I will tell you this, guys, and this is like the truth. You go to autograph signings and stuff like that, you're in and out the door, okay? What you're going to get at Breakers is an authentic experience with a guy, Miggy Montero, who hit one of the biggest home runs in Chicago Cubs history,
And who's one of the funniest.
the Grand Slam. Oh, yeah. he's
funniest
just
people ever.
greatest guy. I swear to God, one of my favorites. He was actually supposed to come out with Wilson Contreras. That's a whole nother story, but that's how much I loved him. And then, we had the opportunity to do this. And I'm like, this is a no-brainer, dude. No-brainer. I mean, we were going to do it at Club 400, but Breakers, a good friend of mine, Jason, and the Crystal Lake Brewery wanted to do one more beer party, and it just made sense. So, and hopefully the weather is going to be great. If it doesn't, we'll have tents up. And we'd love for you to see us out there. Let's close out baseball season in general. The Cubs play that night against the Pittsburgh Pirates, I believe. And that's right before they come home to play the last 3 against the Cardinals. So it could be a major party that night.
Could be.
It might be like we all head down to Wrigley
It could
after
be.
the
It
Pittsburgh
might
game.
be.
Yeah, so
It's out of here.
So lots of good things coming up. Starting this Saturday, Output at 9 a.m. and then headed over to Breakers on September 26th. Look for the ticket link on Breakers page, on the Club 400 pages, on the Club 400 podcast page, and come out and see us, man. It's a deal. It's a deal. Money's going to the right place, and you're going to have a wonderful time. And try an egg roll while you're there.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Jason they have the best egg rolls, man.
They do.
So,
Hey, I got something to bring up about the show.
sure. This is not a timeless show, by the way.
No.
We broke our mold today.
So we, had a little bit of a lull the last couple weeks.
Because you got lazy on us, but
Yeah, okay. It was your birthday. But, everything we do on this show is intentional. We try to get the timing down the best we can. We do try to do all our shows timeless, so you can listen to them at any time. And thank you so much for, what do we have, 2,000 people now that are subscribed to the show, which is crazy. You know, it's just crazy.
I was
It's
happy
awesome.
when we had 10.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have 2,000, and thank you to everyone who subscribes and who listens and all of that. But we try to, do certain things that are, kind of a little bit timely and stuff. Well, one of the things we've learned in our first year going through a first full Cubs season is it's tough to listen to a show sometimes with the Cubs playing 7 games in a week,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you get home from work, you get, you do a couple things, you make dinner, you got the TV on, boom, when you have time,
Right.
Some of these games go really late into the night and all that kind of thing. So we've been saving some shows. We got a schedule coming up after the season's over that is going to just blow your mind.
yes, we do. We're going to have some top-notch guests. Top-notch guests.
We did have somebody tell us at the beginning of the show that we were going to run out of guests at some point, and that's not even in the realm of possibility.
Well, there's just so much stuff we can do. And you know what? One thing, William, and not to cut you off, but we're not just a podcast. We're a podcast that does things, and we raise money for charity, and we have awesome events that are really, you get your money back, and the money goes to the right place. It's a special thing we have going. This podcast is an extension of all that stuff.
And, the people that we have on, I mean, these guys, some of these guys are gets, as you'd like to, call them. We got a great get coming up, Who would think that, somebody who's been an usher at Wrigley Field would make a interesting 45-minute guest or whatever the time was? It was fantastic. I mean, we've had people on here, we're not even saying any words. We're not even asking any questions. They just all have stories.
Right.
And they've been so willing to share them. And, actually almost every single person we've had on the show has become friends of the show, and they're showing up at your events, and they've kind of become part of the Club 400 family and stuff like that. So it's just really cool what we're doing. And I'm not saying that to pat us on the back or anything like that. I'm just saying,
it's people that love the same thing and combine and unite for the right reasons. And
I'd highly recommend going back and listening to, if you missed a show here or there. I was listening the other day. I was like, sometimes for me it's just hitting the wrong button on the computer, and all of a sudden an old show comes up. I was listening to the show with Alex Pankow.
Right. We need to follow up with him.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, since we've spoken with him, he climbed to Everest, and he's got the story to tell about it,
This guy survived cancer, and his way of giving back was to raise money and climb the 7?
I think it's something like that.
5 to 7 highest
Peaks,
mountain
yeah.
peaks in the world. And then he mounts a Cub flag up there. And he was one of our first shows, So at that point, we didn't have,
At that point, we were actually on the radio.
At that point, our moms were listening to us,
Exactly.
So I don't know, if everybody's heard that. But the shows are really easy to get to. Go back, listen to them. They're available. They're always going to be available. They're out there, easy to, click on and play. And especially once the season's over, and you're going through Cub withdrawal.
Right.
Stu's in Cub depression right now, and that'll turn into Cub withdrawal in about 2 days after the season's over.
Can't wait to hear Theo's press conference this year, William.
Yeah, exactly.
And he could replay the same one as last year for the most part.
You know what? Maybe Theo will be a guest. Maybe.
Yeah, I got a lot of things to talk about Theo with. I'll tell you that much.
We got a lot of questions for Theo. If you have any questions for us to ask Theo, send us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, Sunday, September 15th, the Heckler is hosting a party. Go check it out on their Facebook page, the Heckler. They're doing a watch party because obviously the Cubs are playing at 1, the Bears are playing at 3. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it's at Rizzo's. But they have a little package put together. And Brad always does it right, as you know. And they're looking to have a little party. So if you got that Sunday morning itch to go out, head over to see Brad and the gang at the Heckler, man, because they're going to throw a great event. So anything else, William?
I don't know. I'm just super excited for the party this weekend and then the party at Jason's place at Breakers. Two great upcoming parties.
Relax your liver,
Exactly.
And then I got to save the date. We'll give this out. Save the date. Christmas party. November 23rd here at Club 400. Special guest. We'll save that for later. That's just a save the date situation. Saturday, November 23rd. Come on, William. Let's get these Cubs going, dude.
I think we got time. Let's do it.
And we'll be at
Let's start
social
right
media night this Monday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we'll be there representing Club 400 podcast, hanging out with the Crowley, hanging out with all the guys that we know and love. I've never been to it, so I don't know what to expect, but it should be fun to see all the guys because it always is.
Bring your business cards.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we support everyone, man, because Cub fans are the best. Thanks for listening to the show. Please come out. 2 more events this year. Come on out and have a good time with us. Let's do it. Let's raise money for John's charity on September 26th, and let's rip the roof off of Output this Saturday. Love you guys, and have a great week.
Took the train from Barrington to get drunk and have some fun in the bleachers. Fireballs at Cubby Bear with his friends, he doesn't care if he's late. He boos and screams and cheers, and he pounds a dozen beers in the bleachers. But the highlight of his day was when he made a cup snake. They piled it high and piled it higher. Left field sucks came from the choir. They stacked those cups for 27 rows. How beautifully built those cups were, till a mean red-shirted usher said, "Buddy, I think it's time to go." He's the cup snake guy. Chases Jägermeister with a Mai Tai. But the best part of the game was stacking cups up in the ninth. He's a cup snake guy. Well, he came to see the Cubs, but instead he's stacking cups in the bleachers. He was too drunk by the 4th to care about the score of the game. But he's reaching for the sky, heaping cups up super high in the bleachers. Worth $100 he paid to get drunk and make a cup snake. Everything felt so fantastic, holding his pillar of plastic, a monument to Wrigley's drunken fans. Beer and dip spit raining showers from the massive slobber tower. Thank God they gave them cups instead of cans. He's a cup snake guy. Gonna lose his Terrio jersey tonight. And the best part of the game was stacking cups up in the ninth. He's a cup snake guy. He's from the suburbs and he's usually white. And the best part of the game was stacking cups up